You're delayed for 2 hours in any airport right now in America. Which one do you want?
Probably Atlanta.
Hartsfield's a good pick.
So many, like, I would go to the spa. So much good food.
The spa?
Yeah. The spa.
I don't know.
Wow. Where's the spa?
Oh, there's all sorts of spas in that airport and every airport. You don't ever go and get like a little footsie massage or like a little back rub if you're delayed.
Oh, welcome to a huge episode of Scoop City on a Monday. I'm James Palmer. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. We will love you forever if you do both of those things. If you just do one, I'll be happy enough. We have a huge show for you coming today. Now it drops to a 14% chance for the Kansas City Chiefs to make the postseason. What's gone wrong in Kansas City? We have the perfect man to answer that question in Chase Daniel. We have also the Buffalo Bills with a monster Herculean performance, perhaps, by Josh Allen. Could he take advantage of what's happened to some of the other powerhouses in the AFC and make a postseason run? We'll tell you what has to happen for that to happen. And also the Packers take over the lead in the North. The Bears fall from the 1 seed, I believe, all the way down to the 7th seed. Unbelievable. And to break it all down, Chase Daniel, Dianna Russini, the Athletic Senior NFL Insider, join me. And I know, Chase, we got to pivot to NFL talk, okay? I know you've been stuck in the college football playoff, and this has been your world right now. This has overtaken you in a sense.
It has. And we were texting back and forth, and it's just like, for everything that went wrong with the college football playoff, it was just so erroneous on all accounts. And it was just like erroneous. And it just like, I'm speechless. I still am. And like, to be able to have the ranking show come out Sunday morning at like 9 a.m. Pacific and then 10 a.m. Pacific, the games to start. And it was a good slate. I had a really hard time focusing back in. I honestly didn't get focused in until like last night, because I'm just like, Notre Dame fans are crying. Alabama's somehow make like all this stuff. We could do a whole show on it. We won't get into it, but yeah, that is my life right now. And just to try to understand everything that's going on, it's just a lot.
Well, we don't have a lot of clarity on the NFL either, Chase. So come join us here where we're going to try to sort this out, because it's almost as confusing as ever. In a way, I know we talked so much about what Week 14 would be, and we knew it would be a monster of a weekend. And I thought I would feel better about how I felt about each team. And yes, there's a little bit of understanding on some teams like the Chiefs and the Colts and even the Ravens, but I'm still not even sure the teams that won are that good. So I can't wait to talk about this with you.
Yeah, that's what we're going to get into. That's the telling aspect of what's going on, because we did have a few more teams eliminated. I'll get to that. Jets, Browns, Falcons, Commanders are eliminated after Sunday. That's 9 teams now eliminated. But what are we possibly seeing? And what Diana's getting to is, oh no, is there not a final boss in the AFC, guys? For the first time in like 25 years. I don't know if anybody plays video games, when I'm going back to Nintendo, where I'm squeezing the controller harder because I think it makes the guy jump higher and makes me shoot faster if I press the button harder. But no final boss of Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Patrick Mahomes for 7 straight, possibly. It could be wide open. And that's why we're going to talk about how crazy this AFC could be, because there may not be that guy that's been waiting at the end in the postseason to slow you down. And that big part of that is the Texans take down the Chiefs 20-10 at Arrowhead. Now a 14% chance for the Chiefs to make the postseason. They win out, it's about 50% chance. They're going to need some help to get in. And I want to start with you, Chase. Essentially, what has gone wrong? Why are the Chiefs essentially here? You can use this game if you'd like, or you can use what's gone over the last several weeks. Why are they in this spot? And you, Chase Daniel, do you even see a path for the Chiefs to get to the postseason?
Why are you being so nice? How are we not giving Chase more crap?
I'm trying to be nice. That's my next question.
You are doing such a good job, James, of being a pro. I refuse to do it. Chase,
what's wrong?
Let's go. I don't let you. You are spot on a lot of things, and I was surprised how wrong you were about this. So plead your case, bud.
Well, is the season done yet, guys? Is the season done yet? There's a 14% chance of making the playoffs with a loss to the Texans. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Okay, Jim Carrey.
No, look,
go ahead.
I just, in all reality, I don't see a path for them to the playoffs. Like I really don't. And the thing that's sort of crazy about it is that if they do get in, I still think they can win a Super Bowl. And for everything that's crazy, because you just look at the AFC playoff picture right now. Who do you trust in it? Like the 9 seed is Lamar Jackson. The 12 seed is Joe Burrow. Josh Allen is the 5 seed, right? And they're rolling. So like the playoff race for the AFC, like, do you trust, I love Bo Nix. Do you trust Bo Nix in the playoffs when the game's on the line? Do you trust Drake May when the game's on the line? Do you trust the New England Patriots? Like, sure, they're gaining our trust. It's just when it comes to the Chiefs specifically and what's gone wrong, like, first of all, like, Pat Mahomes is not the only problem. Like, people out there are saying it's all on Pat. Like, first of all, the Chiefs have had 21 drops this year. They had 4 yesterday, 3 on 3rd and 4th down. And if you just make those catches, like, it is a different game. The one throw that he made in the end zone from like 70 yards out, the guy just dropped. I think it was Thornton, just straight up dropped the pass. Like, it was a great play defensively. But when you are struggling offensively and you have the best quarterback in the NFL, you have to at some point get out of the slump, and they just haven't been able to. Like, it's just a litany of errors for them. You look at the beginning of the year when they were winning games and actually Mahomes was playing well. They didn't have all 3 of the stud receivers that they have, and now they are out 4 starting offensive linemen. This sounds like excuses. It's not excuses. They're not playing well in the most important times of the game. Like, they're playing really good, and like the third quarter
which
defensively,
has been their MO.
Yeah, the third quarter defensively for the Chiefs was the best quarter I've seen them play all year long defensively. I mean, I don't think C.J. Stroud completed a pass.
I have the numbers if you want them.
Yeah, what are they?
Third quarter, these are the drives by the Texans. 3 and out, -4 yards. 3 and out, 2 yards. 3 and out, 0 yards. 3 and out, 0 yards. Those were their drives
-2 yards. -2 total yards. It's just become a point, and this wasn't a 1-score game. It was for a long time, and I thought the Chiefs were hanging around just enough where they'd make it interesting. But like even Harrison Butker, who for everything that, like, he's missing a field goal, like he's shanking a field goal. Like, it just seems like for once the teams that play the Chiefs have so much confidence that they can beat them, and that is about half the battle. Because I remember playing the Chiefs when I was in LA, and I remember being on the Chiefs, and before there was like Mahomes though. But like when I was in LA, it was just like, man, we think we can beat it, but we're just not sure. They just always make that play. This year they haven't done that, and it's just sort of snowballed to where they've dug themselves in, what are they, 6 and 7 hole.
Mm-hmm. So every time we talk about the Eagles, we talk about the potential Super Bowl hangover that's very real. But I don't think we ever talk about the Super Bowl hangover for the team that doesn't win, right? Like, I think we have to start there, like macro. How much of going long last year affected this team this year? They're always playing more football than anybody. 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I think these are things that we can think about and consider when we're having a conversation about what's going on here. Chase, I'm not as positive as you are about how they'll finish up here. Like, I know you're giving them a chance, and I know you're going to root for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pull off some magic here. I still don't think it'll be enough. And I predict that this offseason is going to be a revamp, right? They've got to get younger. They've got to get a better run game. I like their offensive line when they're healthy, right? Maybe a little depth to help that out. And then on the defensive side, also before I move to the defense, they're going to have to pair someone up to replace Travis Kelce to help him out, right? You're going to need that.
They thought that's been Noah Gray, but...
No. Sorry.
I think Noah can do it. He just hadn't had a chance.
Well, we'll see what they decide to do there. And then on the other side of the ball, obviously, Chris Jones is going to need some help as well. They got to make a decision on McDuffie. So you have a couple things that they're going to have to do. They're going to be making moves this offseason. It's weird, I think, for us to be like, the Kansas City Chiefs need to find an identity this offseason. Because when have we ever said that?
No, but if you think about it, Dianna, you're kind of spot on here, because if you remember, after they lost that Super Bowl to Tampa Bay, what was the reset there? Again, they got to the Super Bowl, but it was like, oh man, we can't protect Patrick. And they revamped the entire offensive line. Brett Veach did a really good job of pouring resources in there, and they get Creed Humphrey, and they get Trey Smith, and they do all these different things. Joe Tooney, I believe, arrives. And so I understand. I think Brett Veach is very good at acknowledging issues and trying to find a way to fix them. If you had 2 maybe major issues, Chase, what would those be in terms of Diana's point of resetting things?
Both lines. I mean, it's crazy. Like, and I wonder this sometimes. I don't wonder it out loud very often, but I'll wonder out loud for you guys here on Scoop City is like, have the Chiefs done too much at retaining their key guys rather than building up the roster? Because usually what happens when you're on a Super Bowl team is you're like, man, they've been to 7 straight AFC championships, like 5 of the last, like I get it. And so it's actually been really good. But when you win Super Bowls at teams, most of the time you see the GM and head coach, we want to retain everyone. We want to run it back because we did it. We can do it again. And so the Chiefs have just done that. Now they've drafted actually pretty well, in my opinion, like Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy. They've drafted some guys. They didn't hit on Kingsley Sumatia. And they didn't hit on, I think they hit on Josh Simmons. He's hurt. It's just, at some point, you're going to have to get rid of the old guys and replace them with new guys. And I do think it's been a difficult battle. But Dianna, to your point, I think you actually hit it spot on with like, imagine playing in 7 straight AFC championship games. Imagine how long the season is for you. And I remember last year I did it. And added it up. Since Mahomes has been the quarterback, the Chiefs have played an extra 22 games in the playoffs. So that's an extra season and a half over 7 extra. I mean, that, and think about not only the games, think about the practices, think about the meeting times, the wear and tear. Like, it's almost like the Chiefs need a year where they're not in the playoffs to just sort of just take a deep breath. And people are, first of all, I said I was never going to use this word. People are like, the dynasty's over. Brother, if you have Patrick Mahomes, the dynasty is never over.
No way.
True, but you can change the group, though, right, Chase? Around
you can change the group.
These different periods, right?
And yeah, no doubt. So like this version maybe, but like I just hate that. Like the people, like, come on, you have the best player in football, but it is sort of shocking to see if they lose next week or to Chargers, they lose another one, they're out. And you're going to see an AFC playoff without Patrick Mahomes for the first time in 7-8 years. It is just like shocking to see.
It's super official, this conversation, but I'm curious. Let's say they get bounced and they're done, early January here. Tell me what kind of off season those guys have personally. Like, we know Travis is getting married and stuff. Yeah. Is this off the radar?
You didn't even say it. Is Travis back?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. This
is the last year of his contract. And you saw a very motivated player come back. He came in unbelievable shape, that I'm told. Almost everything was pointing to, if you see just his body language. I saw him in the locker room after that Broncos loss. Like, it almost feels like he kind of knows or has an idea. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth, as a lot of people thought, but we'll see. I'm just saying, Diana's saying these are all the questions, Chase, that are there. For what I can't imagine
Travis Kelce not making the playoffs in his last year and not coming back for one more. Listen, Travis Kelce.
Isn't that a little bit like his brother, though? Like,
I know a little like last year. Him. Yeah, I know him on a little bit different level, and I knew him before the superstardom, right? And he is just built not like this A-list celebrity superstar. Like, he has such heart and determination and cares about like the football career. Like, here's my thing. The entertainment, the WWE, the movie star, he's going to become one of the biggest guys. He's going to become the next Rock. That's what I think. Like, I really think that. And that is going to be there. The NFL, when it's over, it is over. And so if you have any inkling of like, you think you can do it at highest level, you run it back one more year. And there's definitely stuff to be said about that. But like that stuff will always be there.
I have a little pushback on
that. I do too, actually. Geez, it's so funny. What were you going to say, James?
If you look at the Hollywood we're all over the place here, and I love it. If you look at the Hollywood landscape, oftentimes your window is this big. And you need to strike when your window is there. I swear to God, this is his window right now. There are media things galore, I'm told, the production company, all of that, the acting. Like, I get it. There is a finite spot of playing football. I certainly do get it. But there is this second career, this second act that I think he's going to be brilliant at. And I think he's going to be very, very good at.
Hold on. If he wasn't marrying the most famous person in the world, I would agree with you. Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift will be famous forever.
Certainly.
And as long as you're married to the most famous person ever, your window never closes.
Yeah, the door's always open.
You know what I mean? Like,
I just love this conversation. You want to get real weird. I love that this conversation. I'm like, God, it reminds me of something. I'm like, oh, it reminds me of like that idea of being a working mom and being a mom. Like the way you have to, like, is there a window? Can you do both? Can you do it all?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I have found through my own experience, you can't do it all, right? And things fall to the wayside when you try to. And I think if he's all in on football, which Chase, I think you're in that corner of it, he'll probably come back. But do you guys remember on the James, you were probably reporting it too because you know all. We reported on the show. We were the first one right after the Super Bowl to say that Travis was coming back.
Mm-hmm. Not we, you were. I don't.
We sat out there for like a week, right? Because there was real conversations going down that he wouldn't.
Because that was the conversation before the game. The week of the Super Bowl, there were people in the organization going, if we win this might be it for him. There were people that kind of thought that. And so that's my point. We're kind of maybe going through it again. He didn't want it to end that way, as bad as it was. You guys both think he's gone. I don't know.
I think it's hard when you've already thought about it and then you come back for another year and you have all this stuff waiting for you right here that's really fun.
An easier life.
And gives you a lot of attention and all this other, I don't know, but we could do a whole show on this because I've thought about it too of like, what is Travis in this space with his soon to be wife as a non-football player, that dynamic, right?
That's a really good point, Dianna, because
I had heard. Their worlds are separated right now and it's cool.
I've been, and Chase, you probably understand this very well and knowing Travis, like I have had so many people in the building tell me he loves going to the facility.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's his space. It's his thing. He's one of the guys. He gets to be part of that team, and he loves it.
So
it's a relationship.
Chase is hanging on like
walk away from.
It is. I want him to play.
It's a relationship.
I want him to keep playing forever. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
I know, Chase. We're gonna get aggregated. Russini Palmer tells Travis Kelce to step down.
Telling him to kick rocks, and it's not the case.
Not at all. Come back, Travis. We want to see you in there forever.
We'll see who they run it back with. Listen, there was another team in this game, and real quickly, I do want to get to the Houston Texans because this defense was something else, Chase. It's probably, in my opinion, the best group of pressure and coverage in terms of what they can bring, in terms of what they have in that defensive front to how good this secondary is. People around the league tell me that the guy I don't know if he talks about is Bullock. He might be one of the better safeties in all of football. You got two great corners. You have Petrie, who's outstanding and made an unbelievable interception in this game. I mentioned the offensive struggles. We know how good this defense is, but we know what they have to finish the season, which is it's not a murderer's row. They could run the table here, and they could finish 12-5 after starting 0-3. Is this offense good enough, though, or what could you see perhaps change? Because I think we were all wondering, is this Spags dominating Nick Caley in the second half, or are the Texans just not adjusting?
Yeah, I think it was Spags just dominating Nick Caley, if I'm being completely honest with you. I do think that the marriage between the pass rush and now the secondary and the physicality, I mean, you saw out there, the Houston Texans were taking no prisoners, just absolutely blowing up receivers left and right. Travis Kelce, I mean, they were taking kill shots. And I do think that they're playing with so much confidence right now, this defense, and they're taking the ball away and they're generating sacks, even though it wasn't like as much last night. I think the Chiefs had a good game plan against that, actually. But I do think the Texans, I mean, they've won 8 of their last 10, right? They start 0-3, right? I think, and so it was sort of, you know how hard that is, first of all? Yeah. And you know how hard that is to like start 0-3 and then roll off like 8 of your next 10. Like it's when you get like that and you can play at a level defensively to know you don't have to be perfect offensively. I mean, 20 points won the game. I mean, actually 11 points. 11 points would have won the game last night.
Well, 11. What it does too, Chase, is from teams that we've all been around that do that is it's a different kind of swag. It's a different kind of confidence that they develop because they went from being so bad to now being able to figure it out. And just even talking to people there, they share that too. There's definitely a different feeling in that building because now, week by week, they're becoming the Houston Texans that we expected them to be 2 years ago, right? My biggest takeaway, though, from this defense was they're monsters, yes, but I just like the fact that last night, yes, their pass rush was good, but I don't know. I feel like they can rely on their secondary a lot more than I expected, and they're just as good. But the fact that this side of the ball has all units kind of rolling and picking up for when the other maybe isn't at its super strength, just think about what that does to an offense, knowing that, man, the defense is always going to have our back here. So this is a team that we talk about momentum so much. For me, it was the Bears up until this weekend. I was like all in on the Bears because I'm like, man, there's a push here. This push is now down south and it's behind Houston.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I went back and looked at the last time these two teams played against each other. Remember that divisional round game?
Yeah.
The Texans outgained them 336 to 212. It was the only time we've ever seen a team in the postseason get outgained by over 100 yards and not force a turnover and win the game. It was 46-0 until the Chiefs did that to the Texans. That was 2024 world for the Chiefs. This is 2025. It's just a little bit different. I do need to see Houston get better in the red zone. I think they're second to last in the NFL
also,
as a red zone offense.
That is
D'Amico,
bad.
Coach of the Year? Can we put him in there?
If they keep winning, absolutely. No, if they keep winning. Like, I think Vrabel's going to win it, but I do think that, like,
I think we got to get D'Amico in the conversation, guys.
Throw him in there.
You know what's crazy, though, is, like, defensively, and a lot was made out of this. Like, have you seen the stats this year? So I'm not a big stats guy, but it still looked really good about their games versus the Texans defense versus Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. No touchdown passes allowed between those two. 5 interceptions, like 14 sacks.
Yeah.
Like, these are what we think are probably the two best players in football, in Mahomes and MVP, and they're holding these offenses to numbers like that. Like, it's one of those things where your offense has to score, but if you play defensively like this and you're just continuing to play shutdown defense and they just don't give up easy completions either. It's just hard to get yards on them.
Yeah.
Can I let you in on a little secret, Chase, that you would call me out if I was doing it? I want to do it to you. You always preface you don't like stats. You actually love stats. You use them a lot because they are great to make an argument, and it also explains why we say what we say.
I think that when I say I don't like stats, is that stats a lot of time don't tell the story, but also, like, it helps. Like, if I'm watching a game and I'm breaking down the film, right, and I'm seeing it in an analytical football way in terms of my head, it's really hard to explain to viewers who don't see and watch it that way without the usage of stats. So I personally don't like stats. I use them so other people can understand just the domination of what's going on in these games. Because also, like, stats can lie sometimes, especially for quarterbacks. But so I try to use it in that aspect, if that makes sense.
You can skew it any way you'd like. You can say, hey, guess what, guys? They're outstanding when the game is played on grass, indoors, which only really means Vegas. But anyway, listen, it can be spun a million different ways with the statistics. You're right. Now, let me throw a couple of them at you. With Josh Allen, this game was one of my favorites of Sunday, played in the snow. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I wish the game had 8 quarters instead of 4. But he kind of put on that cape, guys, and he was that Superman that we're used to seeing. 84 rushing yards off of 5 scrambles. That's more than any quarterbacks had this season. But he also, Chase, goes 22 of 28 for 251, 3 touchdowns. And all 3 of those touchdowns, by the way, right seam, they definitely saw something there in Cincinnati's defense is where they were headed. We saw this performance by Josh Allen. We've seen them play a different way over the previous couple of weeks. Is this team dangerous? Can they do things differently each week? Can they be malleable in that way if we're trying to look for one of these teams with a superstar quarterback to come out of the AFC?
Yeah, I mean, look, you wanted to say that, and that's my point, is like the superstar quarterback coming to the AFC, because there's just not a lot in there. Like, you get into the AFC and the playoffs and you're rolling, like, anyone can beat anyone. And what I'm most impressed with watching the film and seeing the game of Josh Allen is that, man, he can win so many different types of ways. And this year specifically, they've needed Superman Josh Allen when they've played. You look at last year, James Cook, and he's still having a good year this year. But Josh Allen's doing what he's doing with probably the least amount of help around him. And that's not a slight at James Cook. That's not a slight at Shakir. That's not a slight at all these other guys. It's just, for whatever reason, teams this year are not allowing Josh Allen to just sit back and dink and dunk. They are coming up. They are pressing their receivers. They are making him extend plays. And time again, he's doing it. Yes, there's some boneheaded plays, probably more so this year than really the past 2 or 3 years combined for Josh Allen, because he does have that pressure on him. But I just don't think that there's a quarterback in the NFL right now that's got more pressure on him to succeed every single game, and that is their team's counting on him to play his absolute best. Because if Josh Allen, for whatever reason, this team is just not what it is, if Josh Allen does not play his best time and time again, then the Bills aren't going to win. And more often than not, there's just so much pressure on him, and he's delivered time and time again, man.
I've loved what he's been like with Dalton Kincaid on the field. Yeah. I have not loved what he's been like with Dalton Kincaid off the field. I was having this conversation with a personnel executive the other day who was like, it just shows you that they don't seem to trust Chase this receiving core. Right, Dianna? Like, they've had so many guys come in off of waivers, and they tried at the deadline to get somebody. Like, it just tells you, they keep showing you over and over again, I was told, that their confidence level in the receiving group isn't really all that outstanding. Josh's confidence level in Dalton Kincaid is through the roof. He missed those 3 games from week 11 to 13. Josh was a different player, if you ask around. He has not thrown an interception this season with Dalton Kincaid on the field. I think he's thrown 10 with him off the field. And he is the highest passer rating in the NFL from quarterback to any pass catcher. Those two working together. So I think it does change their passing game when they have these tight ends working. It's what they have to do. It's where they've put their resources.
The problem is for them.
But you got to have something on the outside. You got to change something.
You think New England doesn't know this?
Everybody knows it, Dianna. Everybody. But if you want him to have, I'm just saying the importance of this player. Josh was a different player when he wasn't on the field.
They're the betting favorites, by the way, against the Patriots on the road on Sunday.
Ooh, that'll be a good game.
Okay.
That's going to be really good. And I think Braves is undefeated coming off the bye. Like, I don't think he's ever lost a game coming off a bye, and they were obviously just on their bye.
Well, but what's crazy about it is that we got some film to show Josh Allen, because this is what the Patriots are going to have to do. They're going to have to keep him inside the pocket. And like we were talking about it, and this is exactly what happens. This is 4th down, guys. Like, they're not kicking field goals. And how cool is a snow game? Right? And like, nothing's open. He's able to buy time. And then, dude, I'm just telling you, this throw, we'll see it from the back view, to Shakir on 4th down. You couldn't fit this through a keyhole. Like, the amount of accuracy, the grit to actually make the throw. And here's what Josh Allen knows. He knows in a 4-man, he's going to try, like, the stutter step right there, and this 44's back's turned, and he makes this throw, like, in the snow, in the elements. It's just, for the most part, I know the Bills have 4 losses, but when times have been needed for Josh Allen to make plays, I mean, that throw right there, like, you make them in the most important parts of the game. There's a huge reason why they're 9-4.
That's unbelievable. Hey, Dianna, I know Christian Bedford's been outstanding for this group at the corner spot. He makes the game-changing play in this one. He's been following number ones over the last several weeks. He followed Chase in this one as well. They wanted more corner help, though, and they wanted Slay. What's happening? Are we going to see Slay in the snow? Is he going to be playing in a Bills unit? What is the latest there before we kind of move on a little bit?
Yeah, I don't believe so. I don't think we'll ever see Darius Slay play for the Buffalo Bills, despite the fact that they picked him up off waivers. And look, you talking to some people around the league this weekend about like how they are seeing what happened and how that came about, because Slay's not there, but the Bills own his rights, right? So they can do what they want with him. He's not on the 53, but he can't go sign with another team right now if he wants to do that. The Bills would have to release him. They have not done that yet, right? And so it's just interesting to watch without. Are they
holding on to him due to spite?
So that's kind of what some people around the league are asking, because you have a couple factors here. You have the fact that this kind of blew up in Buffalo's face, right? Because they thought the player would want to play with Josh Allen, who wouldn't. They did not factor in that Slay's older and not everyone wants to play in Buffalo. It's cold. We saw it yesterday. But then you have this other side to it. Slay is repped by Drew Rosenhaus. And Drew has a lot of big name players in football. And an organization like the Buffalo Bills probably don't want to get in some little war with Drew over this. So I'm interested to see if they wind up releasing him. There's also a theory that the whole reason why this all went down is he wanted to wind up in Philly. Right? So it's funny to also think the Bills play the Eagles in week 17. So imagine they just hold them through that and then release them. Like, it'd be so petty.
The show likes something, Dianna. You know the show likes something. The show likes petty.
That it does. I bet you that won't make Hard Knocks. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But it's definitely like kind of a weird situation. It's happened before, but I actually had a general manager reach out to me over the weekend about it because I had asked what they thought about it. And they said, usually we call the agent before we claim the player. I'm not really sure why they didn't do that. So I don't know if Brandon Beane ever talked to Drew Rosenhaus beforehand, but I feel like there was probably no conversation, right? If this happened this way, unless the player was just changed his mind. I'm not sure. But it just looks like at this point, unfortunately, they're not going to get the help that they could use. Not saying that Slay's some superstar, but he could help. He could help.
Guys, I'm going to change subject real quick. These are not your dad's Jacksonville Jaguars. They are sitting at third in the AFC, 9-4. They have 5 victories over teams with a current winning record right now. They had 0 of those last year. Only the Rams have won more games against teams with winning records this year. They've had monster wins, say it's over the Chiefs or it's over the 49ers, or they just have a different feel about them. And we kept saying this, and we'll get to Liam Cohen in a second, but Chase, with Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars, to my understanding, believe that this was Lawrence's best game of the season. He is getting better. Over the last couple of weeks, they've seen maybe a little difference in him. Liam Cohen, to my understanding, has gotten the most out of him in terms of his energy. He's kind of been more, there's more of an edge to him that Cohen's kind of brought out that Trevor Lawrence didn't think he could find. What have you seen in what Liam Cohen's done with Trevor Lawrence? Because it almost has this feel with Jacksonville, as well or as poorly as Trevor Lawrence plays, is how this team's going to finish the season and be in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's the best game of his career. I mean, like watching him play and watching the pressure on him and then the elements and then some of the throws that he made in this game.
And there were some drops.
Just unbelievable. Yeah, even with the drop, like I'm just saying, like fitting the ball in tight window throws, going out to your left, scrambling, keeping plays alive. He does look like a little bit of a different player. Here's the thing, though, and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves because we've seen this before, not on this level, but we've seen there's been spurts of greatness. I will say greatness, and what everyone thinks that Trevor Lawrence should live up to. A couple years ago to end the season in 2023. Like that was great. That was an unbelievable run. And then he just sort of goes back into like being what we think Trevor Lawrence is. And so it's a hard player to figure out. And we said this, I think, on the show last offseason when they hired Liam Cohen, is like offensively what Liam is able to do, and he's just so quarterback specific. He's just so quarterback friendly. We all said they need an offensive mind to get Trevor Lawrence right. Like, because we've seen what Trevor Lawrence can do. He just has to be consistent. For the most part this year, Trevor Lawrence has been really consistent. And for the most part this year, the marriage between Liam and Trevor has been great. And I do think that Liam has really, and you said it, I think he's really changed the way Trevor's confidence is and the type of guy he is, and just infusing that. That's so important. Like,
Chase,
hey, show me a little bit of this.
What was your biggest issue with Trevor at the start of the season? I'm trying to recall what bugged you about him.
Missing layups? I don't know.
It was the inconsistency. It's been what anyone thinks that breaks down quarterbacks is the level of inconsistency. It's just up and down. He'll make one throw and he makes two boneheaded mistakes, and it's just like this slippery slide and slope that goes up and down. I just feel like the last 6 or 7 games, it's really been good. And I mean, who would have thought the Jags are 9? What are they? 9-4?
9-4.
Jags are 9-4, and they're playing. I think they have the most takeaways in football, or something close to it, right? Like, I just think they're playing really good ball, and it's consistent, and it's something you can build off of.
What I've loved is, and we mentioned what Liam Cohen's brought, and it's kind of similar to Ben Johnson. It's like, hey, you're brought in to fix this quarterback, and we need you to work with Caleb Williams and make this former number 1 overall pick into, an elite player. Trevor Lawrence, former number 1 overall pick. Can you get him to be that elite player? And what have we seen from the culture that Ben Johnson built very quickly? We're seeing that similar cultural change happen down in Jacksonville. And the quotes after this game, guys, were unbelievable about nobody cares about us. Travis Etienne said, nobody likes Jacksonville except us. Nobody pays attention to us. Trevor Lawrence said, nobody really cares about the Jaguars. And we're fine with that. And that's something that Liam Cohen, I'm told, has just kind of embraced and now used it through the group. How do we motivate these players? He talks about Jordan and how he found ways to motivate himself to this group. Just find any little thing where nobody pays attention to us at 9-4. Nobody's really paying attention to what we're doing. Oh, okay, use that as motivation as we push through in the back end of this season. So, Dianna, I want to ask you, do people in the NFL pay attention to the Jaguars right now?
I thought you were going to be like, do you care? That's what I thought you were going to say.
Do you personally care about the Jaguars?
The small market hurts them, right? And even going back to the coaching hiring cycle, that's always a factor when coaches are interested in certain organizations. What's the market look like? How big of a city? What's the, and Jacksonville's not one of those places that I find coaches just running towards. There's other advantages of being there. But the market has a lot to do with it. And this is no knock on Liam Cohen. This obviously was a great fit for him, and ownership there, I know, loves him. And they're all in on sticking with him, obviously. But around the league, I think Liam is definitely getting his flowers for the way it's been turned around. I don't necessarily believe that they're looked at as some big threat yet, right? Because of a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, the inconsistencies of Trevor. Their defense is really the bright spot of this group consistently all year, right? I think that's where they've done a really good job of being the best of the group. Now, that being said, there's been times before. I remember covering the Pats in the AFC Championship game against the Jags. Mm-hmm. You get to the playoffs, everyone's watching you. Nobody, all this narrative that nobody cares. You get in, everyone's going to start caring again. So Liam may have to get creative about some of his motivation. But yeah. I think he's right, though. They've got their finger on the pulse that they don't get enough love that they should. But I think their head coach for right now, he is my number 2 favorite post-game celebration as well, with Ben Johnson leading the way, because I'm all about
the shirtless Ben Johnson.
Yeah. He is extra weird, and
I'm
I love
all about
that.
being
topless
weird.
Ben Johnson.
Liam is just
I
really weird and great. Everyone looks cracked out. I talked to a head coach last week about it. I'm like, do you think about that? And I loved his thought. He's like, it's funny. When I drive in, I think about it, and I was never doing that before this year. And I think I'm doing it because of the cameras. It feels so competitive now. I'm like, that's funny. The thought that they're they know we're all watching them because everything is out there now. He
the best
did say
ones are off the cuff.
He didn't love it. He's like, I don't really love it because those moments are now gone. He's like, that was a time that you had with your boys.
Yeah. Well, that's the same reason why everybody dresses differently when they come to the game. The cameras are rolling. What's your fit rolling into the game? Well, what are you doing in the locker room?
You put on the fit for 2 seconds.
Well, yeah, it is for 2 seconds. You're right. There's a lot of money spent on those 2-second fits, which is a bit bizarre to me. Listen, the Jaguars will be, I think, on everybody's radar if in 2 weeks they go into Denver and say they mop Sean Payton and Bo Nix and those red-hot Denver Broncos. I think maybe that could be a time when everybody starts paying attention to the Jaguars. We'll see what happens. I think they have the Jets before that game. So, okay, coming up next on Scoop City on a Monday, we are going to the North, the Great White North. No, not Canada. I wish. We're going to talk about the AFC and NFC North. There's been some shuffling. 2 huge games on Sunday. What do we learn from those? Next on Scoop City. Welcome back to Scoop City on a Monday. James Palmer, Dianna Russini, Chase Daniel with you. And this was one that we all had our eyes on, everybody. It was the most meaningful Packers-Bears game in some time. The Bears were in first place in the NFC heading into this game. Well, they lose to the Packers. They are now the 7th seed in the NFC. How quickly that changes. The Packers defeat the Bears 28-21. Chase, let's get right to it. There was a chance for Caleb Williams to come out and tie this game or, See what they would have done. And make a play on 4th and 1. Yeah. It's the play everybody is talking about.
Yeah.
I got text immediately. Was he not looking for DJ Moore? Was DJ Moore not open? Another text came in. He doesn't look at DJ Moore anymore. What are you seeing from Caleb Williams in this final play and what Ben Johnson was trying to do?
Let's just roll the tape because it's one of those things where 4th and 1. I didn't love the play call going back to the field with the right-handed quarterback going to his left. However, this is the exact same play, different personnel groupings that he threw a game-winning touchdown versus the Eagles. Cole Kmet is open. That's his second read. Okay, DeAndre Swift in the flats, your first read. Number 2, okay, DJ Moore is his third read. People think that DJ Moore is, I'm telling you right now, that is almost an impossible throw. That is absolutely not where he should have gone to the throw. There's 4 defenders out here. Like, do you understand you have to thread the window between these 2 defenders on a sidearm throw to DJ Moore? No, he's going to the right spot. He just throws it about a half second too late.
Should he go more towards the pylon too, Chase?
Yes.
Or no?
If he throws this ball more to the pylon, all right, it is an unbelievable comeback. We're talking about 6 or 7 comeback wins from, I think they're going for 2. Here's the thing about it. It's open. He has to make the throw. However, I just want to, and it's hard to really show this. I tweeted it out, but Keyshawn Nixon is lined up on DJ Moore in man-to-man coverage. About the farthest defender away from where the throw is going to. He reads everything perfectly, follows DJ Moore, then sloughs up on the. I don't think Caleb saw Nixon until the very last second.
What does he do? He sloughs up?
He sloughs off. That's a Sean Payton term, meaning like he goes away from DJ Moore and sees the corner route and just plays ball. And it is one of the most incredible plays defensively I've seen in some time this year, because just everything that's on the line, and that you're telling me a corner on the opposite side of the field is supposed to cover a tight end running a corner route on the complete opposite side of the field. I mean, it's just an unbelievable defensive play. And unfortunately, like, Caleb thinks he has a walk-in, doesn't put enough air on it, and that happens. It was just such a good game, because I think both of these teams are going to make the playoffs, and I think both of them are for real. Like this, even though through this loss, like, people are like, well, the Bears haven't beaten anyone, well, they beat the Eagles on Black Friday, and are they someone yet? And I think this Packers team is really good, but I think this Bears team, man, the heart they showed, because they got beat up in the first half, but they kept it close in the second half, and I'm impressed, man. I really am.
Yeah, it was definitely like one of those really like physical kind of games, as inconsistent as the Packers offense is, and is probably driving you crazy. I don't know. I just felt like it was like a good, nasty rivalry game that we were going to get to see again in 2 weeks. Like this was just like a good first one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of adjustments made for the second one. I mean, look, that interception from Caleb was very similar to the one we saw in Philly. But he actually play. Yeah. He but it landed. He was able to do it, right? But that is just unfortunate. And look, without the Bears defense a week ago, especially their pass rush, compared to what we saw against Green Bay, they took a step back. They were rolling against Philly, and they just didn't look as scary against the Packers history. So we'll see how they come back from that. And this is just a really good test for Chicago, because they've done such a good job this month. Right, they've been the story of the league, I think. To kind of see how they bounce. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll look at the other side. I am a believer. I don't know about you two, in the Packers, in Jordan Love. I'm curious if Jordan Love's going to sneak his way into this MVP conversation. I still think there's 3 quarterbacks that are playing better than anybody right now, in Dak Prescott, Drake May, and Matthew Stafford, obviously.
Yep.
But what I've seen from Love
Sam
in the
Darnold,
explosive...
throw in there.
Sam Darnold, good call on the Sam Darnold. I like that. But third down, to me, sticks out. It's been remarkable for the way the Packers have done it. They've been the best team in football on third down. You look, the part that jumps out at me the most, by the way, they went 8 of 12 on third down in this game, and a lot of those were third and short. But I know, a lot of them were like 3rd and 2, Chase, 3rd and 3, and they were in a really favorable spot. But what is staggering is they don't need that to convert. Like, they came into this game converting 44% of third downs that were 3rd and 7 or longer. That's an
insane
stat.
number.
Like
you're lucky to get 25%.
Exactly. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And to me, that means if you're not even successful or first or second down, they can sustain drives and stay on the field. And Love has been, and we'll see if this is one thing that I'm looking at, and this might make or break their kind of run, is in a lot of those downs, Chase, you know this, you're going to have to be very accurate in one-on-one throws or in man throws and be very accurate in those type of balls. And he has been. Can he continue to be that and be that aggressive down the field thrower? We'll see.
I think Reed coming back helped a lot too. Just opening up coverages. And this is a guy who I think is like the Swiss Army knife. And the more he gets his legs around, I just think it'll make the whole team better. That was just a point that I wanted to make because I thought he played pretty well.
I like it. Real quick, is there anything in the second half that you liked? I think you mentioned this to me, like Chicago-wise, of just kind of sticking around, didn't start great, just
the big nasties.
Yeah, just kind of.
Well, I just think the fact that they know what they are. Like that I couldn't say that about Chicago for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
a lot.
Right? When do you think the Chicago Bears are in that game? Which is why this was the biggest regular season game that was going down between the Bears and the Packers since 2013. Yeah. This is the first time where they're true, real contenders. But look, I know we gave Dennis Allen his flowers over the last month. I think we will continue to because I still think they do a pretty good job. But I think this rematch is. I don't want to do a prediction yet, but I have a feeling, and even just texting with some people there, I think this is going to be a big one for them.
I'm excited.
We'll get to it in Scoop City next week.
We will get to it. And listen, there's going to be two teams that are also in the AFC North that will play each other again, and that's the Steelers and the Ravens. And the Steelers win this game 27-22. What I really want to get to real quickly, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on this game because honestly, I don't think either one is a real threat for a big postseason run. They just haven't been what we'd like to see. And is this the year that John Harbaugh and company are going to be kicking themselves, Chase, and going, look at what happened to the Chiefs in 2025. Look at Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are just not in the running. And there's definitely, we talked about them, there's a lot of different things you can like about the Bills, but they can't stop the run, and they have some issues in the way that they're built. We had a really good roster, and this could have been our best path to a Super Bowl, and we're kind of letting it slip away.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, for sure. I think we talked about it at the front of the show. It's just like, look, who do you trust in the AFC? I love the Broncos and I love the Patriots, and I'm not saying they're not good teams. I think they are. Like right now, maybe the Bills, just because he's been there. But this is the one time where Mahomes probably not going to make the playoffs. And honestly, Lamar and company, and he's been hurt. And I think that's the issue. He just hasn't played well. He just hasn't. It's just hard to say that because really you look at the last 2.5 seasons as a passer and as a runner and as the MVP, all this stuff, he's been insane.
With that, hold on.
The amount of consistency levels insane. No, it's okay.
Because I want you to answer this question because this is what I'm hearing in exchanges with people around the league. And I think people are always curious about that. Yes, he's not running the way he's usually running. He is hurt. And I know everybody knows that. But can you tell everybody at home, since he can't run and defenses are knowing that, how is that changing the picture in which they defend him in the pass game? Because I'm told that's always his advantage because defenses have to worry about him running. So what is he seeing differently in the pass game very quickly?
Yeah, well, I think what it starts with is it starts up front. There's and when we used to play Lamar, our defensive coaches and sometimes our head coach would be like, we have to have a pass rush plan. And a pass rush plan against Lamar is you call a mush rush, which means you're really not trying to get home as much as you're trying to corral him in the pocket. And so when that is the case, he's able to have probably a half second more time to see the football field and everything around it. Now, that's when you mush rush. When you actually rush Lamar Jackson with 4 or blitz him and you know that he's hurt and you know that he can't get out of the pocket, that takes that half second back. So he's not processing as quickly because of the pass rush on him, and he knows he can't get out. And so that automatically changes. Another thing is a lot of times when you're playing Lamar, you have a spy on him. So you take one of the 11 guys and you're spying him. And that spy's only job is to just follow Lamar Jackson around, jump up, wave your hands, make sure he doesn't get out of the pocket. Now you can just play zone coverage. Now you can play like this match zone coverage, which is, I'm seeing a lot of too high zone, and Derrick Henry has not been able to get going. So if you can't have Derrick Henry going, you don't have Lamar Jackson running, you can play too high safety look. That's better for passes, less completions, less scrambling. It's just like a cycle that just keeps going. They can't break it.
You're talking about defending Lamar Jackson, and every DC and anyone that's ever defended him would pretty much lay out the same or a similar game plan than what you just did, except the difference in years past, they say, don't let him run. And what does he do? He runs, right? And he's all over the place. And he finds ways, which is why we always make the analogy that it's like playing, it's like playing Madden with him, right? He always looks like he's like there's a remote control running the operation because he's that good. But I just think overall, when you look back at this season, because we've given some praise to the defense, right? We said last show that they've done a nice job of now being a little bit of their core, of the best part of the team. That was not there yesterday. They were not great. Yeah.
You're right.
Right. We've seen the offense have some good games, but when have we ever started the show talking about the Ravens and said they played a complete game?
Haven't done it yet this year.
This is the problem, right? Never. They have not had one complete game where we're happy with both sides of the ball and special ever. Something's always. I mean, yesterday was everybody, but I think that's probably to me that'll be the story of the Baltimore Ravens this year.
Well, there was a team that did win this game over the Ravens. That's Pittsburgh Steelers. They're now in first place. We did see a little bit something different from that offense. They hadn't had a throw over 20 air yards as a completion since week 9, and they had 3 of them to DK Metcalf. You saw a little bit healthier Aaron Rodgers going downfield, getting explosive. And we saw the belt, which was kind of sweet, actually. So, all right, moving on. We're going to talk about your holiday cards. Do you make them? Where do you make them? Do you even do them? And are they still useful? Or should we just axe the whole process? More of that coming up next on Scoop City. All right, wrapping up Scoop City on a Monday. James Palmer, Dianna Russini, Chase Daniel with you. And it's that time of year. It's holiday cards, sending them out. How many do you buy? Who do you send them to? But more importantly, how do you take the picture? How do you take care of this? Dianna, I know this is something that's going on in your household.
Yeah. Yep. First of all, shout out to all those parents out there who already took the pictures, got the addresses, sent them out. They're hanging in my kitchen already. Do you guys work?
Already?
Are you congratulating them? Because those people in my house were like, come on, man. Like,
no. I'm being facetious. Like, what? Like, I don't like those people.
No, you can't.
I'm like, and by the way, the people that have sent are like my really good friends too. I'm like, God, they're so
organized.
So here's the problem. We don't have time, and we're too late now to go take professional photos. Right. And we're not going to do the Santa and send it out that way. Like, because you could do that. I've seen some people, you do the Santa on the lap. Mm-hmm. We're having a debate in this house. I want to just take a picture of the boys in their little Eagles jersey sitting on my porch, slap a little happy holiday on it and send it out. And Kev says that nobody wants that. Nobody wants.
Why?
I mean,
so here's my thing, Dianna and James. Nobody cares.
That is so
true. They open it and they look and then they put it down. And they open another one and they look, oh, cute, put it on. No one gives 2 craps about your kids, about my kids, about anyone's kids.
My wife will go a step further, Chase. She doesn't open it, look at it, and put it down. She opens it, looks at it, and throws it away.
You guys don't even hang them?
Oh, no. They are
we keep them for like a week or 2, and then I throw them away.
I always go, Matt, why are you getting rid of this? She goes, what do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it?
Yeah. So like literally stop. It's just, first of all, it's just an overwhelming, probably the moms probably feel this way. Like the overwhelming holiday guilt to like keep up with this and keep up with that and keep up, like just stop. No, like no one cares. Like, you know who cares? Your family. Your family cares that you just hang out with them and have some hot cocoa and watch Buddy the Elf and hang out. And yeah, it's nice to send holiday cards, but no one cares.
Do you know how many times I take one of these cards and I'll be like, Kev, who's Emily, Ryan, Bobby, and Kathy?
Yeah.
We've
like,
cut our
I don't
list
even
down.
know some of these people.
Yeah, we've cut our list down quite a bit.
But see, what used to happen is, and the reason this was important, and the people, and listen, I grew up in a household, Diana, where you hung all of them on the one door of the pantry. My mom did, and they were all there. But because it was the only way you could see what these families look like that live across the country, it would be like a family photo. Now everybody posts everything on social media. This is pre-social media, internet.
That's
really.
a great
now,
point.
It was really to show, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we look like as a family now. You wouldn't know that across the country all year long.
They got Instagram now.
I have one person who sends a piece of paper along with it with the update.
Oh, yeah,
everything everyone's
it's like
doing.
it's like a typed out like 2-page.
Yeah. Yes, like you know,
I'm like, sorry, I can't
Kathleen's
read
playing
that.
tennis now and has a boyfriend named Ron. Like, and I'm like,
Boyfriend named Ron.
Oh man, we don't do it all the time. We did it one. I sent this to Mac. I don't know if he's going to throw it up for you guys or not, but we did a holiday photo one year of the Kardashians. This was our Kardashian photo that we did. And then guess what happened with this? We never sent it out to anybody.
that's funny.
We had the cards
old are you in
made
that
and
one?
we never sent it out. Let's see. This is probably 4. It's probably
I was going to do the math.
10 years ago, maybe.
Look at the foil, the Merry Christmas foil.
I kind of feel the pressure to do those where I always want to do something funny.
That's
like
what our goal was.
entertaining, not perfect family, because God knows we're not, right? Like I wanted to, but I can't think of anything that would be a funny photo of the boys.
I bet
I don't want to be in it.
You could just find one that you've done this year. Like a
I
photo of the boys from the year that represents the year.
That's what I'm saying. And Kevin's saying that's not what you're supposed to do because the kids are wearing short sleeves. I'm like, who cares?
Chase's kids were probably in short sleeves.
We took Christmas pictures yesterday with Santa.
Wow.
And it's about the coolest backdrop. I mean, it's literally like overlooking the ocean. There's like palm trees as like Christmas trees. And it's just like so cool. We waited in line for 52 minutes and 38 seconds because I timed it on my phone.
Oh.
And the line part is the worst. Our kids were pretty good. There's like letters to Santa they can do. But we didn't even use that for our Christmas photo. Like for that's just for us. We went to this Wind River Ranch thing. And we sent out like a cowboy Christmas picture, and we just used that and we sent it out. And it was the least amount of money, the least amount of cards we ever sent. Because it's just like, let's be real. Everyone's got a phone. If you want to check in, if you really care about us, send us a phone. And we also cut about 30 people from our list who were like, why are we sending it to this guy? Why are we sending it to that guy? Oh, wow. This is part of the deal. We love people. We love it. We love it.
It's like we know we can do this. We can figure out who Chase really still likes or who he doesn't like, or like how did they fall out of favor? Why are they no longer on the list?
Like, maybe because I was
interesting than the pictures.
Playing in the NFL and we were still sending, and then now I'm like 30 year out. It's like, all right, let's just stop that.
Yeah. Well,
that's another thing. I know people that send stuff to teams. Like reporters will send holiday cards to teams. I'm like, nobody wants to see my kids in football. First of all, my own family doesn't want to see them.
No, I get one holiday card. I bet you Diane gets the same one. There's one team that sends me a Christmas card every year.
I wonder who that is.
I don't want to call them out because what if it's not the same one?
I'll text you. Okay.
I have a friend that her family owns like a farm, like one of those where you get your Christmas trees actually. And I love what she did when her kids were babies. She did it like Where's Waldo? She basically stuck her babies in a poinsettia and took a wide shot of all the poinsettias, and you had to find their kid. I thought that was funny.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, hey, play games with it, everybody, while you got there. Find ways to hide your children. Or maybe I'm going to send one out this year of a giant thing of all poinsettias, and my child won't even be in it. And just say, find him. And they'll spend all their time looking for him, and he's not even in the stinking photo. That's what we're going to go with this year.
That would be fun. I'm
surprised
they haven't really evolved, though. Like, you scan something. Like, there should be more to these now.
Well, they got the ones where they dance around, they put your head on it and stuff. Okay.
You made a lot of great points in the show, but you nailed there is no need to see photos of your children you don't need to send those out anymore because we can just go on Instagram. You're so right. Or Facebook.
Yep, exactly. Well, I made a point. Got it. Nailed it. It was a dynamic show, guys. It was wonderful. Everybody take care at home. Week 15 is upon us. Holy moly. But we got a lot more Scoop City. Check us out the rest of the week. Chase Daniel, Dianna Russini, James Palmer. Take it easy. Take your Christmas cards.
Thanks for watching Scoop City. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. New episodes of Scoop City drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.